Hello and welcome to Todd Rolls Dice, where we have a new reveal for Lord of the Rings or Middle-earth strategy battle game. I'm always going to call it Lord of the Rings, I'm sorry, I'm beyond help at this point. But we have Beechbone, the biggest ent in Fangorn Forest. Brand new, this is resin. Before we get into it, I know I messed up last time, this is 100% resin. They do actually say it in the article, which is helpful. But we have a brand new ent model. We've had, did we get a new tree bird? We've had something entish in the last 18 months, I'm sure. But we have another one, so let's take a look. When the ents of Fangorn Forest marched on Isengard to teach Saruman that chopping down his lovely gardens had been a really poor idea, one of the largest of their kind took the lead. This was Beechbone, a towering tree shepherd who made most other ents look like saplings. His hatred for the White Wizard was second to none, and now he stands ready to smash armies of evil to paste with a giant new miniature. This will have been on the thumbnail, so you will have already seen it. But how amazing does he look? The paint job works as well. They've really nailed down that different shading and colouring of the trees. Hence, the bark. Let's go with the bark. But the highlight for me, there's two robins. They've gone to war with him. He's brought friends. He's got some backup there. I'm pretty sure there isn't a rule for robins. But if there was, he would be the most powerful ent on the battlefield. Beechbone is particularly fond of hurling boulders, as seen with his monstrously powerful Strength 10 Throw Stones ability. Though he may get set on fire during the Lord of the Rings The Two Towers, he's hale and hearty here, and capable commanders should be able to keep him away from anything too incendiary. Having witnessed the destruction of Fangorn firsthand, his intense loathing for the forces of Isengard manifests as deep-rooted hatred, giving him full to-wound rerolls against his hated foes. He must also charge such units where possible, but given his impressive stats, there's little concern for his safety. Deep-rooted hatred is an active ability, and Beechbone must reroll all failed to-wound rolls when making strikes against any orc, Uruk-hai, Goblin or Isengard models. In addition, when Beechbone moves, he must always charge an Orc, Uruk-hai, Goblin or Isengard model if possible. I don't know how I feel about these rules in this current edition of Lord of the Rings. There's so much reroll whatever, like flat out rerolling. I get that that's kind of where the rule sets have gone with the wider Games Workshop games, but I don't know if I'm sold on that idea. And always having to charge certain enemies completely fits the narrative of the character, completely fits the scenes from the movie because the ents truly were going to just wreck everything. But from a gameplay perspective, it can be quite restrictive. But then it's slightly different when you are an ent. So there's probably not too much to worry about. Beechbone will be released in Forge World Resin later this year, and his rules can be found in the Armies of the Lord of the Rings book, alongside a Fangorn-themed army list that lets you send him into battle with Treebeard, Beech Seed, and other ents. I think it's a great model. I have no interest in running ents. I doubt I will ever pick up an ent model. Doesn't mean I can't admire them. And the pose, the face is excellent. The robins just cap it off. But the pose, you know, ready to just hurl that boulder, and the detailing on the boulder and stuff, you can tell it's resin just looking at it. But the detailing is incredible. The leaves look great. Just an absolutely stunning model. And I do love that we're getting named ents, or certainly more characters that feed into armies. More reveals please, Games Workshop. I am waiting for a select few that I don't even know if they're going to come, but this is cool. So we've had a couple of reveals for The Hobbit and The Lord of the Rings sides of the game. I think this is really cool. I can't wait to see more. I want to see units as well. I want to see plastic updates for troops, certainly Riders of Rohan, certainly Minas Tirith warriors, probably some element of the elves, because for me personally, the Hobbit models, just that whole Hobbit range, doesn't quite capture the greatness of the Peri sculpts from Lord of the Rings. Those original, I know that they're old and I know that technology has moved on, but those original Lord of the Rings sculpts from 2001 to 2003 are just so amazing. Hobbit stuff doesn't live up to me for that, so I'd like to see more plastic updated Hobbit stuff as well. You Hobbit fans out there, I know I diss the Hobbit, but honestly I think they need to do a bit of work on that. Not that I'm saying we don't need stuff like this. Fleshing out more characters, giving named characters actual models. Alright, it's resin, it's going to be expensive, but hey, I think this is cool. I think they've done an incredible job capturing Beechbone in that moment where he's going up against Isengard. and he'd look great on the tabletop. I'd love to know how tall he is compared to the other Ent models. Maybe we'll find out at some point. No idea when he's releasing, which is a shame, but let me know what you think of this new Beechbone model in the comments below. As always, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one.